awesome Sunday, great Sunday. And as always, the lattes are great.
Oh yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Will and Chris here with Team Tangible, and life, inspiration, motivation. And on the day, we're gonna bring you some really, really good stuff. Don't forget to come on down to the Loaded Goat for your free coffee and listen in for the key word. Let's jump right into it. So, I know we've all gotten stuck inside of that mindset where you're on autopilot. Have you ever gotten in the car and drove to work and you're at work and you say, oh my God, how did I get here? Did I just run that red light? And then you get to work and say, man, hindsight's 20/20. I seen every light, I just don't remember what color they turned. So I learned at a young age, you could go through certain situations and get into an argument with somebody, right? And you have the control right then and there to control that situation, give it the best version of yourself, and then handle it. Or you can get into that argument, you can end up on the other side, guilty, full of regret, look back and say, I wish I did, I could have, I should have, and it's all in the power of your mind and having self-control over what you do. Every action has a reaction. You can't give the world something and expect nothing in return.
Oh yeah. I mean, it goes hand in hand. And what I was talking about this week with trust, I talked about Wu Wei this week.
I was going to ask you about that. Where did you find that concept?
It's a Taoist kind of concept. Western cultures use it more than our Eastern side, but Wu Wei, in action, is actions, but that are underlying. When you say you're on autopilot, I think of Wu Wei because I think of all the stuff that we do non-stop, as in like breathing, but do we actually do the breathing, or does the breathing do us?
Right. Right.
And it goes to your whole autopilot because in a way we're on an autopilot, and that's why we have an inaction versus action.
Right.
So like it's just like a player who's in basketball or football, they're not thinking about how to be the best because they already know that they're the best.
Well, they train their mind.
Yeah, they train their mind, they train their body to trust it, to win, to win, to win.
Right. And it's funny because I was just reading a book.
Yep.
And I found out a fascinating piece of information. You blink involuntarily 16,000 times a day. That's insane.
Dog.
Well, right, and honestly, you could bring that into the whole self-control thing. You could train your mind into involuntarily doing the same thing. Good habits.
Yeah.
Doing good things for yourself.
Oh yeah.
And that's a nice segue into what I spoke about a little bit this week as far as being a puppet to your environment.
Yeah.
A lot of people lose their self-control by being a puppet. You're looking for affirmation. Have you ever looked for affirmation from the outside world?
Yeah, always.
But that my point here is it could be a bad thing.
Yeah, it is a bad thing because if you're trying to look for affirmation for others, right, and you're not getting it, it's only going to put you in a negative mindset. But if you just do it for you,
right,
it's going to be outstanding because it's for you. There's nobody else but you.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what Sally Jones thinks. It matters what
what I think. Absolutely. And really, I do it myself, right? I get upset over the emotions of others, right?
Oh, yeah.
I let others' emotions kind of determine what I'm doing, right? And that is so unhealthy. You're literally, it's like a relationship, right? One person chasing the other, and this one's mad, so let me please this person. But that just digs you into a hole. You're not even being yourself anymore. You've lost control over your whole mental state.
That's where it goes to overthinking. And
And think about it. What's an artist do? An an artist uses their hand and their mind to paint a beautiful picture, right? If that artist was painting a picture for somebody else, would that picture come out the same?
Yeah.
I
Good
just,
question, good question.
you know, I just don't think so, you know? So, you know, you talked a little bit about something, and I have a question I was thinking about asking you, right?
Yeah.
And it's about letting the tape play out.
Yeah.
You talked about trust in yourself, ending up in the right positions. How do you feel about playing the tape out?
I mean, I think it's necessary. We need to play the tape out, but don't try to look for the future in the tape by letting it play out.
Sure.
Just let it play.
Be neutral.
You know, as in, you know, the story. The guy who lived 50 years in one night.
Yeah.
A phenomenal story.
Yep.
Only wish that he could have his life back.
Right.
Pretty much. Moral of the story. Long story short, the guy lived 50 years.
Every night.
Every night. And then was like, can I just have my surprises back? I don't want to know what's coming forward.
Right. Let me enjoy the fruit of life without really expecting
Yeah.
much. You know, trust that life will play out the way it should instead of expecting and having expectations for everything. That's just not healthy. It's not good. It'll set you back more than it'll set you forward.
To jump back a little bit.
Yeah.
As in, there is the master in all of us.
Sure,
When you're talking
absolutely.
about that. As in, we are all good enough to achieve anything that we wanted to believe in.
Yep.
It's all about, you know, perseverance and, you know, the daily grind to get to where you need to go, but it's in us.
Right.
We are born with it. Simple as that. You know, so when you talk about self-control, you have to know that you are in self-control. You
Right.
are the master of your own body. And don't let anybody tell you differently, for real.
Well, you deserve to have
Yeah.
the best life that
Oh, yeah.
you have coming to you.
No
I
doubt.
mean, it's up to you to kind of decide where you're going with your own path.
Yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to throw it out there. Our key word for this week is balance. So bring in the keyword balance with you to get your free coffee at the Loaded Goat in Naugatuck. So I brought in a good analogy this week.
Yeah.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? And you know, I get disappointed, especially younger guys and girls our age in our generation, kind of conforming to life and then getting stuck in that replay. You know, you wake up, go to work, do the same thing,
Yeah.
You can't be that old dog. Teach yourself something new. Take control of your life. Get to the gym. Eat healthier. You know, if stop smoking. Don't go out with those people that are toxic for you to
Oh,
go
yeah.
out with. You know, you have the choice and the self-control to change your life at any given moment, and nobody can tell you different. There's
Yeah.
nobody in this world that can decide what you do with yourself.
No doubt. No doubt. You know, it's like your intuition. I
Yeah.
talked about intuition this week. And your intuition is a very strong subconscious.
Right.
It's very strong with your subconscious. But it is the gap between your consciousness and subconsciousness.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And that's why you got to utilize it to your advantage. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. But if it feels good, it's really good.
Right.
You know? And you're going to face your fears through your intuition and your instincts. But we need to face the fears to overcome obstacles in the future.
Sure.
You know, as in when you're saying letting the tape play out, the tape's playing out, and this fear is right in front of you to face, to overcome.
Right. Right. It's
And
like
that's part of the plan. But now you're going to let your voice of reason try to back you out of it, your intuition, or are you going to use your intuition for the strength and be like, nah, I'm not going to let this happen to me this time so it could never come back and hurt me.
All right, yeah. And you know what? Ego comes in with that as well. You know, your conscious mind will trick you into believing certain things, when you do play that tape out and you're backing down because fear plays a huge role, I think, in a lot of people's lives. And how do I put it? Fear can stop you from doing a lot of things. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in that, and I've always been a go-getter. Get out there, do it, see what happens, and when you fall and scrape your knee, get a Band-Aid and get back up. Yep. You're good. Don't worry about it. And I talked heavily about morals this week. Yeah. And that goes the morals, I think, tie into self-control much more than anybody would like to admit. And your morals and the standards that you hold yourself by are extremely important.
Oh yeah.
I can't stress that enough. And for me, right, I choose to be polite in most situations because that's how I was raised, and I think everybody deserves to be treated right.
Oh yeah.
I don't care who you are, what you do, which side you're on, who you're rooting for. It doesn't matter. You deserve to be treated with respect.
Yeah, it's like they're saying in kindergarten, treat others the way you want to be treated.
Of course, absolutely. And treat people how they need to be treated. Yeah. I heard that in a seminar that I was in one time.
I like that.
And it rang a good bell.
Yeah.
Treat people how they need to be treated. You can't treat somebody how you think you should be treating them. You need to tender to each and every person and experience to how it needs to be treated.
Yeah.
And that also comes to self-control. You need to have self-control to understand the world around you. And think of a priest, a guru, a monk, people that are out there devoting their lives to certain causes. These people live lives that basically are structured in a certain way where they never divert or change for anybody or anything. And most of them, I won't say all because that's a powerful word, but most of them are great people.
Oh yeah. Influences, they're great people. They're gonna influence you to become a better person.
Yeah.
Even though they already say, a guru would say, you're coming to me looking to be a better person, when ha, the joke's on you. You have it all along.
Did you find it yet?
Yeah. More or less.
Oh, man.
I wanted to talk about how we put trust in others.
Yep.
And how it is essential to put trust in others.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, I live with, how many people are in this world? We live
9 billion.
9 billion people. So you're gonna have to put trust in others, because on a daily basis we come in contact with at least, I touch at least 30 people a day.
Oh yeah.
And I put my trust in them to come back to my industry, my kitchen, and eat my food. I trust that they're gonna keep coming back.
Yep.
And they trust me to make them bomb food every time.
Right.
And I fulfill that, no doubt. But past experiences will determine the trust for the future. Right? So it's all about how we live in the now.
Right.
Don't use the past.
You say that all the time. Live here, live now. Let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's true. Yeah. It's true.
Because what is here is what is right here, right now. And there's no future, there is no past. It's here and now.
Well, you also went into trusting your team at work.
Yeah.
I recall, I think it was a few days ago, you talked about how you need to trust the people that you manage to run your kitchen the same exact way you would.
Oh yeah.
And that takes a lot.
Yeah, the owners, just how anybody.
That's your livelihood on the line, dude. You know what I mean? Let's say everything fails.
Yeah. Do you trust your coworkers? Why don't you trust them?
Yep.
I know you have a few that you won't even ask to do things because they can't get it done. So in that, let's just dive right in. What are you talking about next week, Will?
So next week, I'm gonna bring on a nice topic that kind of mixes it up a little bit. We're always trying to motivate you, and we're always trying to bring you that uplifting word, but I want to talk about life this week. And I really want to talk about how bring tangible triumph really into the physical world. What are you doing, and how can you accomplish what you need to accomplish? Can you feel your success? Can you feel your life at home? And what are you talking about, Chris?
I want to talk about using your cards to embrace life's journey. We all get dealt a hand of cards in life. And I want to talk about how to strategically use those cards to your advantage this year.
Oh yeah. All right, man. It's getting busy in here, guys. Make sure you come and get your coffees. Have a great week. Peace.